So hi everyone, it's Danielle with Sip and Chat, and I'm here with my friend Maria. You might have remember her from a while back, but anyways, she's here to talk to us about 9D breathwork. Now Maria, I want to thank you for telling me that I am your worst customer ever, and I'm okay with this because I'm here to learn, definitely. That's one of the reasons why you're here, to help us all learn. But anyways, you and I've talked about this too. Like, it is in my bag, my repertoire, breathwork, with all the kids I work with, the teens I work with, the parents I work with. Breathe, breathe, breathe. It's in every toolbox I give to every person I see.
Yes, me too.
I do not do it well. I do not do it at all. And I just started doing it since you yelled at me this summer. So,
well, I don't think I actually yelled at you, but
but you might have. Anyways, no, you were good. No, but there also came a time I was actually meeting with my EAP program because I'm off work right now. But anyways, I was meeting with my EAP program, and she's like, "Oh my God, woman, just stop and breathe." And I'm like, and she was so quiet, dead on the other end of the phone for like 20 minutes. I'm like, "Are we going to talk or what?" And she's like, "Are you breathing?" And I'm like, well, at least I'm not paying for this. But anyways, so she was just like, and then when I was talking to my counselor the next week, I'm like, the EAP program person sucked because she just let me breathe. And she's like, Danielle, you need to breathe, right? So when I get very anxious or I'm emotionally sensitive or I'm worried about something, then I just climb, right? So, and I know we've talked about this because you are also in the youth care worker profession. And I mean, you say it beautifully. We do not take care of ourselves. You've done this with a number of youth care workers, and we all kind of suck at it, which is good. So,
well, and I think for me, in starting 90 breathwork, this was my challenge, right? Who do I know is going to think this is wokey, this is weirdo, but who also loves breathwork?
Yeah.
Right? We all love breathwork. We all know we need to shut that amygdala down. We know the science behind it. We know all that. But the difference being, yes, you were my hardest customer so far, but that's okay because you're right. Your brain's going, your brain, and you're thinking, and we have to just, what I kept telling you is just breathe. That's all you have to do is just breathe.
And I have to trust in the process. So we'll talk more about the process because like this gentleman here, he like throws his voice and that's really cool, but I throw with him where I shouldn't be throwing with him. I should be like centered and let all of that come from all the different angles, right? So, and then you and I have critiqued it a little bit, right? Like it's better if I wear the headphones. It's not, because then I can hear him throwing his voice. And I think a lot of it has to do with believing in who you are. So, where I am, and I've shared this on the podcast before actually, is that I have to start doing work on Danielle. So when you and I chatted about Airborne, that's the healthy green guts, right? And the gut and the mind. And the gut and the brain, they work together. If we can get the gut and the brain working together, that would be awesome. This is Fiona. She likes to visit. She likes to visit. Anyways, So, and we've talked a lot about that sort of thing. But tell us about 9D, because I want to know about 9D, but then I also want to know how it's different from my last 30 years of learning breathwork.
Right. So I can tell you lots about that.
Okay. So tell us about 9D.
It's like you have different ways of breathing for kids to slow everything down. We know that slows everything down. We know it relaxes them, it calms them, it's good for them. 9D breathwork is that on steroids. So the difference between it is the headset. So when you have a headset on, which I can do, either over Zoom, which isn't as effective, but it's still as effective as long as you have a headset on. Right. As long as you're laying somewhere comfortable. We always say to lay down because you are going to be breathing, sometimes at a very fast pace, depending on what journey we do. And you're going to be hearing all kinds of sounds. So it's based on the type of breathing that you're doing. It's based on the type of music that you're hearing and what's going on. And again, what journey you're doing. We did You Can Do It, I believe, right? So we did that one, which is a very short one. It's a very positive. It's a very
about
uplifting.
40 minutes, 40 minutes.
It's very uplifting.
I did feel good after it.
Yeah. So, and what it does is, the only thing I can compare it to is, to make it easy for you to understand, is people who have PTSD or people who have trauma. They don't want to talk about that trauma over and over and over again. What this does is, by the way you're going to breathe through the particular journey, it gets into your subconscious. So all those little words and those little things that you're hearing that are coming at you from different directions, it's going into your subconscious. So by doing that, you're healing your mind, but you're also healing the body, because we store so much in our body. Right? So if I'm upset, or I'm just going to push it down and push it down. I'm just going to keep pushing it down. And then all of a sudden, when you do a breath work, all of a sudden, like you said, your leg was twitching.
Yeah. And I had like claws.
Yes, you get
like it was very weird. Like I had like this weird claw thing going on. I'm like, oh my God.
And I always tell everybody, I get it too when I do, because I do breath work daily, but I get it too. But as you can see, it goes away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like I was a little bit freaked out, and I was like, oh God, what is going on?
You can be freaked out by it. Sometimes you get like tingling in your toes. I had people
chilly. I got very cold.
Yep, you can get cold. Some people get hot.
Yeah.
There's all kinds, but that's all release. So what you have to think about is anything that's happening, it's just releasing. And the beauty of it is you don't know what you're releasing, but once you've released, you just feel better.
So, and I have to, because I think I did it on Tuesday morning. Okay, so the first time I sucked big time at it, but we did it online.
No, but you were fighting
and I
it.
didn't have my headset on, so I really knew that was needed. I just thought that I could lie there with my iPad, and so I said to you right away. I like when it threw its voice, I'm like, what is he saying? So I wasn't really in my breath work, right?
Yeah.
So. But I noticed, and I know you asked me afterwards, you're like, how's everyone feeling? Everybody was like, I feel awesome. Thanks, Maria. And I was like, well, that sucked, because like now I have this big giant pain in my right side, and you could see me fidgeting the whole time, because like as I was doing the breath work, there was nothing like my breath work was taking physical pain on my hips.
Yeah.
Right? So I know that I hold my stress in my hip.
You were shifting it.
I know I was mad.
Well,
I know, I was like,
but you were shifting it. That's why you had the pain, and you were shifting it, but you weren't deep enough in to actually
because I was chasing his little voice off to nowhere. So you were like, you're like, why don't you come do it in real time in person? So I was like, I'm okay with that. So anyways, I put on the headset. It was very cool, because then I could hear like the little snippets that he was giving, and I could hear like the real music. But then what happened is I just kind of left you, and I was like, okay, well, I'm good. Good. And we did an easy one.
Yeah, an easy, like an uplifting.
One. Because I had, people know I've been going through some stuff since April. So anyways, we did like an easy uplifting one, just kind of a get to know yourself one. And so I was like, I'm good. And then I went to tell the whole world that my mom had passed away, and I was in tears. And I'm like, this is Maria's fault. I'm crying for no reason. Like, I have no reason, right? So, and I believe that because you said to me, you're like, because we did it on a Tuesday, and then I was filming on a Thursday at Joe's church, and I'm like, this is Maria's fault that I am in tears for absolutely no reason. I was driving there, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? Because you said that it might release later in a couple days.
Yeah.
So I do feel that I did better.
Which is good, because the release is good. But so often, again, then we suppress that, right? We don't want to suppress that. We want that to come out.
Well, and the hip pain's better. So, I mean, I didn't leave it halfway in my system this time, which was nice.
Which is good.
I cried online, but that's okay. It's all gone away. And to be honest, I mean, I feel a lot more focused. Because like some really good things are moving on with my channel, some really good like family connections are happening, some new stuff's happening for me, and then I'm totally excited and looking forward to going back to my work and actually have a new job title happening at work, so I'm super excited to kind of start all that stuff, right?
A lot of good things happening.
A lot of good things, but up until I think the last time we met, I wouldn't have even been able to envision that things would be better.
So, and I think that's the big thing about the 9D breath work. Things happen, but they happen afterwards, because all those subliminal messages went in, and they went into your subconscious, but you didn't know they went in.
No, because I just went about my day.
You also didn't know what you released. And especially when we do those breath holds, that's really good, because it gets rid of the brain fog. Right.
Okay. So and they were very long. I thought I was going to die in those,
but you won't die.
I know I didn't. I know I didn't die. But in the first one, I was like, I'm not doing that. But then, like as you said, the more you were watching, and I'm like, oh, I was able to do the hold.
The third is easier.
I'm not dying when I hold my breath for so long. So.
Yeah, I tend to think my mind goes into different things, so that I'm not focused on that. I'm not breathing, and then he'll come back and say, okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then. You come out. But again, the more you practice, obviously, the better you get at it. And I think you did have a release. You just weren't, It's just not going to say, I'm releasing from your body. This is what I'm doing. And I do think, because you were so like, I'm going to fight it the first time. Like, not consciously you're going to fight it.
Oh, no, I'm a fighter.
No.
Oh, yeah. My osteo says I'm a fighter. My massage lady says I'm fighting. I help all the time, and I'm not helpful. So.
Yeah. But, and I think that's it, right? Because our brains are telling us, no, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work on me. It can't work. But I think when you get into it and you focus on the breathing, the problem is it does work. And that's a really great problem, and it really releases so much.
Well, and I think like where I'm at right now in my healing process too, around like the self-care component, right? Because again, as youth care workers, we are terrible at doing that for ourselves, right? So we got 30 plus years. I mean, you and I talked about this. We've known each other for 25 years, right?
Exactly.
Like that's amazing. So I've got 30 years of youth care worker all pent up, and I hear so much stuff, but I've never really released it. Like I've always just gone about my day.
Yeah, and I thought exactly the same to you. Like, I'm fine. There's nothing. Like the first time I was introduced to it, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm fine. I know how to breathe. I know all that. And it was so amazing, the release. And then I actually did a grief one, and that's what, I want you to do a grief one. I know. You're hesitant.
I'm going to do a grief one before I go back to work, so I'm nice and healthy.
It's fine, right? Because if you get too sad, we'll just do an uplifting one, and we'll just. But I know it'll release so much for you, because I didn't think about it. When you think about all the things that happen in your life, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, that did happen. Oh yeah, that did happen. Oh yeah, that did happen. And then you release, and I was crying through it. Yeah. I was, like sobbing at some points. But then at the end, it brings you back up and telling you you're okay and everything. And then I was like, whew.
Well, and I do think like when you saw me like 8 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, it was still fresh. We were still dealing with kind of my nieces and stuff like that, right? So now that I am home doing the home care and like the counseling and like the EAP, life skills strategies kind of thing, right? Like I just feel like, I think I could do that now.
Yeah, I think you can too.
Yeah. I'm not crying on the internet, Danielle, but anyway. So what is the difference, between this 9D breath work and normal breathing?
Because you're guided also, right?
Or even guided
meditation?
Meditation.
So with meditation, you're guided through it, but it doesn't have that subconscious subliminal messaging going on in it, right? It also doesn't have the beats going on in the background and the specific music. So he has it all figured out together. And again, I'm not the scientist about it, but he's got it all meshed together to get into your subconscious. So it can release from your subconscious, because we know, again, mind, body go hand in hand.
And I keep all my stress in my body.
Yeah. So if we want to get rid of it, we got to get into your subconscious, because we walk around in our, I can't come up with a word, not our parasympathetic, our sympathetic nervous system, right? So we walk around like that. So we're vibrating 90% of the time, and we can't figure out how we can't, because we're working in our frontal lobe. Like we've got all the blood. So think about it. This is how I think about it. When we were cavemen and we had to run from, the Tyrannosaurus Rex or the saber-toothed tiger or whatever, we needed to be in our sympathetic nervous system. We needed to be able to go. We needed to book it. But now we're in it all the time, and even the way we're breathing, like especially when you're talking, like you're breathing in that sympathetic nervous system. Yeah. We want to get into that parasympathetic nervous system so that we can get into your subconscious, so that you can breathe and you can relax, and all the blood flow will then go back to your brain and won't be hanging out in your muscles all to go. Because if you got to go, that's where your blood is. It's not where it's supposed to be, right? So once we realize, okay, I don't got to go. There's nothing going on here. Then we can go.
It's not.
I'm not going to die right now.
I'm going to die. I can breathe.
I can breathe, right? Then it's going to go back into your parasympathetic, and that's where you really want to breathe a lot, is through your belly more than your chest.
Well, and I was going to say that because I see my osteo right now every 3 weeks, and God bless her, she keeps me walking and stuff. But last time I was with her, she's like, "What is going on with your breathing?" And I'm like, "I don't know what's wrong with me," right? But she actually pointed out too, like. She's like, you have to breathe through your whole rib cage. Yes. She's like, and she's like, not like weirdly sideways. She's like, you have to breathe through your rib cage. And then I remembered when you did the circle breathing. Yeah. And I'm like, well, Maria tells me to circle breathe. So, and I don't do that very well neither. But I mean, I was able to when I left her because I actually couldn't figure out how to breathe through my ribs.
Yeah.
So, but then the circle breathing that you taught me, I was able to breathe through my ribs and like open up all back here, what she had kind of like
which then relaxes you more too, right?
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
And I keep all my stress right here, and so that seems to be relaxing a little bit more too. So, anyways, good things are going on right now.
There's just so much to it that it's just hard to just pinpoint that one little piece.
Right. And it's going to be different, like you say. I mean, whatever the first one you and I started with.
Yeah.
And I was flopping around and doing nothing. And then the second one, it was good. I mean, I think you made me cry 2 days later, but that's okay. And then I am going to meet you with the grief work by all means. I mean, I'm grateful for the opportunity to try, even though I may be sucky at it.
It's fine.
It's fine. And then we'll go from there.
I wasn't great at it either because it's that fighting piece in us, right?
Too, right?
It's and now like I can't live without it because like I do it every day just
so
to get me in that positive mood first thing in the morning. Boom.
So you do the quickies first thing in the morning then?
Yeah, I do little cookies. I do little sessions in the morning, and then I have
because I've seen your routine. God bless you for your routine. I need to get on one again. But like you're very routined and accountable for that, right? But then I saw that you were doing breathwork in the morning. And
so
I'm like,
I do have one coming up that I'm going to start September 8th. It's a longer one. It's going to be for 6 weeks, and it's 3 times, and it can be done online. It's not a problem. But it's doing 3 sessions, so it's a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 o'clock at night, and then you would jump on Zoom, and it's going to be a short breathing, like teaching you different breathing techniques, and then a longer journey at the end of it, like on the Thursday. So that's something that you can get off my website. It's and it will be recorded, so everybody will jump on. It'll be recorded, then you can take that recording with you and keep it for a couple months. And,
and you could redo it.
And then you can do it when you want to do it. I'm doing it with a client right now, and she's absolutely loving it, right? She's like, this is so great because I did it a second time on the weekend, the longer journey of it, and she goes, God, I'm feeling so great. So I was like,
amazing.
It's good, right? So it's not just like
because I was trying to envision you doing like a 45-minute breath work before you were headed off for work in the morning, and I'm like, no, there's got to be an easier.
No, sometimes it's a 10, sometimes it's a 20. It's like depending on how I'm feeling that day, and so like.
And this is all around the self-care again, and this is recognizing where we're and just like setting our own good intentions for the day.
100%, because you cannot live in fear and you cannot live in anger if you're in gratitude.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, where am I supposed to go with that now?
I don't know. Let's all be grateful. Let's be grateful.
So you do have a couple of you have some in person coming up too, I saw online.
I do.
Yeah.
So. I have some in St. George. It's the STG Health and Wellness. Sometimes I do it backwards. I switch things around on my own. But it's the Health and Wellness Center, and I'm going to be doing 4 sessions there, like on a Saturday. So you can either sign up for 4 sessions or you can sign up for 1.
Awesome.
It's up to you.
So that's a great place to start, and then we'll go from there. But I mean, I'm trying and I'm working, and I don't apologize for being your hardest client because, like I said, I mean, you just keep coming back at me, right? It's a challenge for you. And I mean, with my families and my clients, I would never let them down neither. So I would be like, okay, that didn't work. Let's try something different. Okay, nope, that doesn't work.
And we've known each other for so long that I know you're willing to try it, right? That's the other piece. Like you're willing to try, see, and go from there.
Well, thank you for being on the show. We'll definitely put all of this information down below and your contact. They can reach out if they want anything, and we'll go from there. So thank you for being on the show. Yeah. And like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.